This is a standalone Bluetooth earphone. It costs $11. Let's see if it's any good. A company called Eonfine reached out to me and asked if I was interested in checking this out. After seeing some of the more recent Bluetooth earphones that have been unveiled by some companies like Samsung and Motorola, basically little teeny tiny standalone earbuds that last for a couple of hours and then you have to charge them. This actually sounded really intriguing because it's $11 over on Amazon. Now, taking a look at what comes in the packaging. Of course, you got the earbud and you have a little barrel connector to USB adapter and a little manual both in English and Chinese. It does mention in here it is Bluetooth 4.0 plus EDR, work range of 10 meters. It says it charges in about 2 hours and it has a talk time of 4 hours with about 3 hours of music playtime and a total standby time of 120 hours. That is ridiculous. And here it is. That's really all there is to it. It has a grand total of 1 button on the outside. This is the whole speaker type section. This is probably the part that's going to put out the majority of the sound. And you can probably see that. It actually even says Bluetooth 4.1 on the inside, where the manual said Bluetooth 4.0. It says S530 on there. Now, since there is only one button, I can only assume there's one way to turn this on. So I'm gonna go ahead and hold this button. It flashed red, and now it's flashing blue and red. That means it's in pairing mode. And if I look on my device, S530 is right there. So if I tap on it, it says pairing, and it said pairing is completed in my ear. Now this does look like it's only gonna work in one ear. It does have a very specific curve to it. So I'm gonna assume it goes in the right ear and kind of fits like this. Boy, that's an interesting one. Now there is going to be an immediate problem with this, and it's that my ears don't generally hold things very well. Let's just see if I can get it in here to see what it sounds like. All right, it's in there. I can hear music though. It is playing back in this ear. This one teeny tiny little speaker, and actually, for what it is, it's putting out a pretty decent amount of sound. I do have my phone maxed out, and it is kind of loud in my ear. It's not blowing me away or anything. I can still sort of focus on talking. It sounds like it might be trying to be a little bit bass heavy, so it's a little bit muffled. It actually has a little thump to it though. Now that the bass is coming in, it's just sort of hitting my ear. That's interesting. It's not the worst thing that I've ever heard, and it gets pretty loud. I mean, loud enough that it's almost too loud. Wow. But it does sound pretty decent all the way through the range, highs, mids, and lows. Again, I'm not an audiophile, so I'm not qualified to make these kind of decisions. I just know from what I hear. And you know, if you're just trying to be kind of discreet, you want people to just think you got a big glob of earwax in your ear, this might actually work really well. It sounds good. Let's see if I can get you guys to hear a little bit of it. Yeah, it's not putting out quite enough sound for you guys to be able to hear it as well, I don't think. Maybe. I do have it maxed out right here though. But it's very clear. It's got a very good sound to it for being so small and so underpowered relatively. That's surprising. And of course, when you are ready to charge it up, it does have this hole in the top. You're just gonna stick this down into it and then plug this into a USB port, wait a couple of hours and you'll be good to go again. That's sort of the little downside when you compare it to the other ones that have just been announced, is they normally come in pairs, so you have one for each ear that are paired together, and they normally have a little charging cradle that you just stick it into and it has a built-in battery. These you're actually gonna have to have a USB port for, and they are just, it's one. But if you're looking to be super sneaky, maybe you wanna have a little bit of sound in class, not that I'm encouraging that, that ain't bad. That ain't bad at all. The website's only showing the khaki version available right now, but there was also a black one available I saw before, so if you prefer that as well, that may be an option sometime down the road. But just initial impressions, aside from having really short battery life and not being terribly comfortable for me, I think this is definitely a very interesting little product for $11 over on Amazon, and it is staying in decently well on me, which I was kind of surprised by. I can't even immediately shake it out. I could if I really tried, but that's a really cool little item. So I'll put a link to where you can find this down in the description if you're interested. Thanks so much to Eonfine for sending this out for me to take a look at. Thanks to you guys for watching. Remember to leave a thumbs up if you liked it, subscribe to receive more, and we will see you again next time.